Good evening. Welcome to Sports Talk with Rod. We're going to be discussing um, Archie Manning Jr. getting way too much hype over Ewers at the University of Texas. So, for one, way before Archie Manning announced that he was going to Texas, I had an issue with him because he just got too much hype, right? So, the basis behind that is I watched some of his high school games. I watched like two high school games that they had on ESPN. He played for a prep school in Louisiana, I guess. I'm looking at the game or whatever, right? Keep in mind, I always try to judge everything with a non-biased opinion. So everybody knows off the top if you are the son, relative, and in this case, he's the nephew of two Hall of Fame. Well, not two Hall of Fame. Eli Manning is not going to be Hall of Fame, but he won two Super Bowls, beating Tom Brady in both, and Hall of Fame quarterback Peyton Manning. He won two Super Bowls as well, Hall of Fame or whatever, right? So he's the nephew of those two, so he's already going to have eyes on him. So if you can be a good player and have that kind of attention on you already, then more than likely you're going to go D1 regardless, as long as you're decent. So with that being said, I'm looking at these games on ESPN, and his team and the team that they're playing against, they don't look like much. Like, I've played against teams that look way better than that. And of course, just because they broadcasted that game don't mean that's their competition every week. But I'm watching the game, and he's not sticking out at all. I take that back. He is sticking out. He's I think he's 6'4". He was bigger than everybody. He was bigger than some of his linemen. That's how small of a school they were. The running back, I looked at the running back that they had. Their running back was, I'm not gonna say too much, but just from looking at the makeup of his running back, I could already tell what kind of what kind of competition that they was having. So the best player on the field was, I think he was a corner playing for the other team. He was a wide receiver, cornerback, and a kick returner or whatever. He was making all the big plays. If there was a big play happening, he was doing it. So Archie Manning, he made a couple of throws. You could tell he got an arm, trying to make, good decisions. You could tell he took care of the ball a bit. But no eye-popping numbers. If my memory serves me correct, he lost the game. I think he had more interceptions than passing touchdowns. And I saw him in another game too. Same thing. The best player was on the opposing team. So he's not showing me anything. And I just checked the stats a while ago. He didn't have his junior year on varsity. He didn't have any games over 300 yards passing. He had he had several 3-touchdown games and 2-touchdown games and things like that or whatever, but nothing eye-popping. Nothing for you to be one of the, I think he was top 5 recruit in the nation. Crazy. Then I looked at it, his senior stats in high school. He had, I think, three games over 300 yards passing, which was all right. And another quick stat was, I don't even think they even got close to making, getting close to a championship or even going a few rounds or whatever. So, like I said, just looking at his stats and his performance, especially in big-time games, if he didn't have that name on his jersey, you would not probably ever find out who he was. He definitely wouldn't be at Texas. And Texas got that bad. Texas always go after the top recruits or whatever. And more times than not, they don't pan out even close to what they was ranked. So, but that's another thing. So, with that being said, Archie Manning is at Texas. Ewers comes in. He's a transfer from Ohio State. I think he was there 3 years, 2 or 3 years. Didn't get no playing time because I think Joe Burrow was there when he first got there. And then another quarterback came in, and he wasn't getting no playing time. Long story short, his first game at Texas, he's playing Alabama. I was at that game because what I do for work, I was at the game. So Ewers was playing great. Texas was beating Alabama, I think, the majority of the game. Ewers gets hurt or whatever, and they back up quarterback, which was Murphy, I think number 6, which he's transferred after this past year as well too. Anyways, he comes back later in the season, puts up some pretty decent numbers. He misses some open throws or whatever, but he got a big arm, things like that. Like I said, he was a former #1 overall recruit or whatever, and this past year was his second year at Texas, and he put up some good numbers. Texas only lost 2 games, one of them being the Oklahoma game, and the next one being the game before the championship game, which I was also at the Sugar Bowl in Louisiana. So, anyways, he played very well, right? Archie Manning Jr. didn't even get in all year. They had the quarterback Murphy coming in when Ewers was hurt, or in mop-up duty when Texas was winning the games big. With that being said, another thing that agitated me about this, and I also knew it was beginning to be even worse than what I thought, is I remember they was having the press conferences or the media days for the Texas college football playoff game. They showed, I never forget, they had this picture of Ewers at his stand, then a picture of Archie Manning Jr. at his stand. Ewers, I couldn't see any media reporters or whatever at his stand. But you look to the left because they showing it from the right side of Ewers, and you can see Archie Manning's section or whatever. When I say he had every bit of probably 40 people from the media over there, like, for what? Just because you some NFL players like nephew? Like, come on, dog. Like, that shit pissed me off. And now some little things is coming up to where Sarkisian, which is the Texas head football coach, is saying that, he's answering to some rumblings of it being some tension between Ewers and Archie Manning, or whatever, saying it's not any. And Ewers commented on it saying iron sharpen iron or whatever, right? Even if Ewers not saying nothing, he definitely not gonna say nothing to the media. But I know their team is probably talking. Because even if I was on the team, I'll be saying the same thing I'm saying right now. Like, they're getting all this hype, and he's not doing nothing. Like, he hasn't done anything. The only thing that he's done, he got some cleanup, some mop-up duty when they played Texas Tech, which I was also at the game. Texas was blowing them out big. I think he might have scored a touchdown or led a drive to a touchdown, something like that. Like, he wasn't doing much. And nothing eye-popping. Then they just had a spring game, which Ewers did not play in. It was Archie Manning and another quarterback. I think he was a freshman. They was playing. They both was putting up pretty good numbers. He had some bright spots. But then again, that's also not a big thing to say either, because once again, it's not a real game. It's a spring game. The #1 quarterback didn't play. On top of, he's going against Texas' secondary. Texas secondary haven't been good in years. So, like, what are y'all comprising this up of? Like, other than him being a nephew, not even the son of, 2 former great NFL quarterbacks. Like, y'all doing way too much. And I hope he does have success, because I'm a Longhorn fan. But if he don't, I'm also not going to be surprised, because what has he done? So, but Appreciate y'all for tuning in. This has been Sports Talk with Rod. I think the next one I'm going to be doing would be addressing kind of like a similar situation, which is going to be about Bronny James. Can't wait to go in on that. And so until next time, this is Sports Talk with Rod. I'll see y'all.